Woody confronts the villainous one-eyed Bart atop a speeding train. After Bart blows up the bridge, the train plunges off the rails only to be caught in midair by the heroic Buzz Lightyear. Just as the toys regroup, evil Dr. Porkchop arrives in his giant pig spaceship, unleashing death by monkeys, seemingly sealing their doom. The chaotic battlefield dissolves, revealing that this intense showdown is actually just Andy's playtime, a nostalgic glimpse into the past where a young Andy plays with his toys. Lesson 1. Make good memories with those you love. Years later, the Dusty survivors execute Operation Playtime, desperately dialing a cell phone from inside the toy chest to trick a now grown-up Andy into noticing them one last time. When the plan fails and the sullen teenager ignores the box entirely, the toys emerge heartbroken, realizing their days of play are truly over. Even the Green Army men decide to deploy out the window, declaring it's been an honor before parachuting away, which sends Jesse into a full-blown panic attack, fearing they'll be thrown in the trash. Woody quickly steps in to calm the group, promising that Andy will store them safely in the attic, where they can hang out with the old Christmas decorations. Lesson 2. In the words of Heraclitus, the only constant in life is change. After a brief heart-to-heart between Woody and Buzz, Andy returns to start packing for college, sorting items for the attic, the trash, or donations to Sunnyside Daycare. Andy makes the difficult choice to place Woody in his college pile, but scoops the rest of the crew into a large black garbage bag. He heads toward the pull-down stairs to store them safely in the attic, but when he gets distracted helping Molly, he leaves the bag sitting on the hallway floor, causing the trapped toys to panic as they mistakenly believe they are being thrown in the trash. Lesson 3. Assumption is the mother of all mistakes. Andy's mom spots the unattended black bag and, assuming it's trash, hauls it to the curb just as the terrifying garbage truck rumbles down the street. Woody rushes to the rescue, frantically slicing open bags and watching in horror as the trash is compacted, only to discover the toys have narrowly escaped into the recycling bin. Feeling completely abandoned and betrayed, the gang refuses to listen to Woody's desperate explanation that it was all a big misunderstanding, deciding their only future is to stow away in the Sunnyside Daycare donation box. Lesson 4. Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Inside the Sunnyside Daycare donation box, Woody desperately argues that leaving Andy is a mistake, but the heartbroken gang is convinced they're unwanted and that a new life at the daycare is their best option. Their bickering is silenced as they arrive at the vibrant facility, where Andy's mom carries the box inside and hands it off to a worker, pausing briefly to say hello to a shy little girl nearby. The toys peek out to witness a playground utopia at Sunnyside Daycare, seeing children playing gently, which instantly raises their hopes for a happy future. When their box is tipped over, they are enthusiastically greeted by the local residents led by the strawberry-scented Lotso, who welcomes them with open arms and charismatic charm. He sells them on the dream of a toy's paradise, but little do the toys know they're entering a prison. Lesson 5. In the words of Shakespeare, everything that glitters is not gold. Sparks fly immediately when Barbie meets Ken, triggering a hilarious love-at-first-sight moment as the two fashion dolls become instantly infatuated. Lotso continues the grand tour, introducing the imposing Big Baby and leading the group through the bathroom to their new home, the Caterpillar Room. While everything seems a paradise, Barbie splits from Andy's toys to join Ken. Lesson 6. Beware of love at first sight. Make sure you know the person underneath. While the other toys embrace their new life at Sunnyside, Woody remains unconvinced and refuses to turn his back on Andy, arguing that they shouldn't be abandoning their owner. When Buzz and Jesse try to reason with him, their efforts fail, and a frustrated Woody says a cold goodbye to part ways with the group. Lesson 7. In the words of Booker T. Washington, a lie does not become truth, wrong does not become right, and evil does not become good just because it's accepted by a majority. Woody executes a daring escape out of the building and onto the roof. He improvises a glider using a discarded kite, but the wind slams him into a tree where he is left dangling helplessly by his pull string. His luck turns when he's discovered by Bonnie, the gentle little girl from the entrance who delights in finding the cowboy doll and tucks him into her backpack to take him home. At Bonnie's house, Woody finds himself in a wholesome sanctuary that stands in stark contrast to the chaos he left behind. Woody finds himself in a tea party with Mr. Pricklepants, Trixie the Triceratops, Buttercup the Unicorn, Dolly, and the giggling Peas in a Pod, who welcome him warmly in their close-knit family. Watching Bonnie's pure joy brings a genuine smile to Woody's face, reassuring him that there are still children who cherish their toys. Lesson 8. When all seems lost, hope sometimes comes from the least expected place. Battered and traumatized by the rough toddlers in the caterpillar room, the gang realizes they're trapped in a prison rather than a paradise. Buzz Lightyear decides to take action, convinced their placement was a mistake, and stealthily escapes the locked room to demand a transfer from Lotso. Buzz repels into the dark hallway and follows Ken and the other henchmen into a secret hideout inside a glowing vending machine. Just as Buzz confirms the sinister truth about Sunnyside's dark underbelly, his reconnaissance mission is cut short when he is cornered and snatched up by the terrifying enforcer, Big Baby. Lesson 9. There is risk in finding out the truth. Buzz Lightyear finds himself strapped into a chair for interrogation, and Lotso attempts to woo Buzz with promises of a privileged life in the elite room. But Buzz staunchly refuses to abandon his friends. Seeing that loyalty cannot be bought, Lotso's demeanor turns icy, and Buzz gets reset when he is put into demo mode, wiping his memory and turning the hero into a mindless enforcer for the prison. Lesson 10. Even Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. The toys are horrified when Buzz Lightyear marches in, now a brainwashed henchman for Lotso who coldly helps herd his former friends into wire baskets that serve as jail cells. When Barbie realizes Ken's betrayal, she dramatically dumps him and chooses to be imprisoned with her friends rather than life in luxury with a tyrant. When Woody tries to leave Bonnie's house, Chuckles the Clown reveals the tragic origin of the toys at Sunnyside. He explains that he, Big Baby, and Lotso were once the beloved toys of a little girl named Daisy, until they were accidentally left behind at a rest stop. After a grueling journey back to their house, their hearts were broken when they peeked through the window to see that Daisy already had a replacement Lotso, causing the bear to snap. Consumed by jealousy, Lotso lied to Big Baby, convincing him that they had all been replaced and were unwanted toys. Lesson 11. Hurt people hurt other people. Woody stages a daring return trip to Sunnyside by stowing away in Bonnie's backpack, slipping out to navigate the ceiling crawl spaces undetected. From his vantage point in the vents, he watches in horror as his helpless friends are subjected to another round of brutal abuse by their rampaging toddlers, solidifying his resolve to break them out immediately. Woody finds Chatter Telephone, who tells him the only escape is through the trash chute. The toy outlines the security, explaining that Lotso has guards patrolling the property. The walls are impossible to climb, but if Woody wants any chance of pulling off an escape, he has to find a way to neutralize the cymbal-banging monkey who monitors the security cameras. Lesson 12. Information gathering is essential to a good plan. The toys are overjoyed to see Woody return, gathering in secret as he outlines a daring great escape that hinges on neutralizing the security system and exiting through the dangerous trash chute. As night falls, the plan goes into motion when Mr. Potato Head acts as a chaotic decoy, intentionally causing trouble while Slinky Dog slips away undetected with Woody. Lesson 13. Misdirection and decoys are essential in covert operations. The tension peaks in the security office where Woody and Slinky take out the monkey, narrowly preventing it from sounding the alarm by taping the screeching sentry down so they can execute the rest of the mission without being caught. The next stage starts with Barbie crying to lower Ken's guard, then tying him up in a fashion-based torture session until he gives up the instruction manual for Buzz. The other toys capture the brainwashed ranger so that Barbie can reset him according to the instructions, but for some reason he wakes up in Spanish mode. The group sneaks past Big Baby and toy guards to attempt the daring garbage escape leading toward the trash chute. Woody and the gang make it to the trash, but Lotso intercepts them. With the garbage truck looming, Lotso forces a choice between the trash or the toddler room. When Ken defends Barbie, he's violently thrown across the bin. Woody then reveals the truth about Lotso's past by tossing the Daisy heart to Big Baby, proving that Lotso lied about Daisy replacing them. Understanding that Lotso is the one who truly left them behind, Big Baby seizes the bear and throws him into the trash. Lesson 14. In the words of Elvis Presley, truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. At the last second, Lotso grabs Woody's leg, pulling the hero and his friends down into the truck's darkness. Buried under mounting piles of refuse, the group turns to the Space Ranger for light. Pushed onto a conveyor belt toward a massive shredder, they narrowly survive by grabbing metal scraps, with Woody and Buzz even risking their lives to save Lotso from the shredder. They scramble over the shredder thinking they see daylight, only to realize they're sliding into the glowing maw of the incinerator. In a cruel twist, Lotso reaches the emergency stop ladder but refuses to push the button, abandoning them to the flames. Realizing there is no escape, the toys stop fighting and silently reach out to one another, holding hands as they accept their fate together in the face of the fire. Lesson 15. In the words of G.K. Chesterton, we are all in the same boat in a stormy sea, and we owe each other a terrible loyalty. Just as the toys accept their end, the claw appears, controlled by 3 aliens. The crane lifts the group from the furnace and dumps them safely outside, where they celebrate their survival with relief and joy. Woody stops the toys from seeking revenge on Lotso, but Providence intervenes as Lotso is discovered by a sanitation worker. Lesson 16. In the words of Confucius, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. After hitching a ride to the neighborhood on a garbage truck, the toys clean themselves off and sneak back into Andy's room to prepare for their separate fates. Woody to college, and the rest to the attic. However, Woody realizes he can't leave his friends behind and scribbles a note on the box to change their destiny. Andy reads the note and decides against the attic, instead driving his beloved companions to Bonnie's house. Lesson 17. When planning for the future, don't forget your friends and family. Andy arrives at Bonnie's house to pass on his beloved collection, telling her that these toys are incredibly special to him. As he introduces them one by one, Bonnie shyly warms up to her new toys. Andy explains that Woody the cowboy is the most special of all because he will never give up on you. This leads to a beautiful, nostalgic moment where Andy plays with his toys one last time alongside Bonnie, reliving his childhood before heading off to college. Lesson 18. In the words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.